Sauk Prairie Chamber, and welcome to our final session of Coffee and Coaching. I will not say this enough today, so you're going to hear it multiple times, but I am so excited. How many times do you get an email and you just go, delete, I don't need you, salespeople, delete, delete, delete. And I get this email from Eric one day, and I literally was working on scheduling my program of work for 2024. And this guy says, interested, need a speaker? And I go, I wonder what he's got. And he caught me in this weak moment and he said, let's schedule a Zoom. And I have to tell you, it has been the best relationship. So many people locally have also brought him into their workspaces. And Eric, I just cannot thank you enough for the wealth of information that you've shared. I did miss one session, and he just reminded me that if I did not watch Providing Feedback, that we have that filmed. If you missed that session, let me know, I'll email it to you. All of the videos that Kurt with Drop Frame Production has been producing, they're going to go live after today's session, so you can watch any that you missed. But it is annual review time for most of us, and mine are scheduled on December 2nd, so I'm definitely going to go and take a look at that. Today we're going to talk about the ever-changing communication world, social media, email, mass marketing, all of those different things, and he says we have a lot to get into. So without further ado, Eric, it's your last walk. Let's hear it for Eric.
Let's give another round of applause for Tawana. Thank you, Tawana. Yes, it's an interesting story, and what she did not share is that I was actually waiting in the parking lot for her when she was leaving work, and I said, if you don't hire me, we've got issues. No, thank you so much for having me. Yes, this is session 7 of 7. It's been an absolute wonderful ride. If you've been here for all 7, raise your hand. Look around. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. And yes, we want to thank our sponsors. A couple things. Is John here? I didn't see John. Coffee John? Okay. Well, John, if you watch this, we want to thank you for providing the coffee for all the seminars here. And then Angela, with Cordell, you know, we're going to have you stand and give a quick 30-second plug because you've been doing amazing things and you've been supporting this. So we're going to have you stand a quick 30-second plug. Let's hear it for Angela. Quick 30-second plug.
Hi, cookies, cinnamon rolls, treats, Christmas cookies, Thanksgiving treats, whatever you want. Didn't know I was going to be on the spot. There's cookies over there. I baked them about an hour ago. They might still be warm.
So yes, thank you. Now the holidays are coming up, so if you're thinking, all right, you know, we've got parties, we've got things, we're going to family gatherings, right here, check it out. I've had her cookies, they're unbelievable. So good luck in your endeavors. And of course, our sponsors, if you are on the screen here and you're in the room, please stand at this time and let's recognize our sponsors. Do we have any sponsors here? Thank you so much. This would not be possible without your support, so we appreciate that. All right, we have a ton to cover, and let's jump into our coffee comedy as usual. Whoop. There we go. If you walk a mile in my shoes, guess what? You'll be in a coffee shop. How to survive without coffee? Ain't possible. Nope, sorry. Any Muppets fans? Just need to finish this cup of coffee, then I'll be ready for more coffee. All right, who can relate? Anybody? All right, especially on a rainy Tuesday. All right, I still am a top fan of Sauk Prairie Chamber. I continue to follow the Chamber on social media, and we're going to be talking about social media. And I just want to say that you guys are doing a phenomenal job. So is Stephanie going to be showing up here today? Okay, tell her she's doing a fantastic job. All right, expectations. As usual, we want to learn as much as we can. And I want to hear from you. All of you are using social. All of you have changed your approach in the digital age. So let's hear some feedback from you. We want to grow together. Also, we want to have a supportive space. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. And of course, like we do here at Sauk Prairie, we're going to have some fun. Sound good? Okay. One more thing. We're going to be talking about some radical stuff. Like I'll be getting into artificial intelligence and da-da-da-da-da. And I know people are very opinionated when it comes to AI and some of the things that we're doing in the digital age. I'm here to share. I'm not here to impose. I'm here to increase your awareness and to educate. All right? I'm going to ask you to keep an open mind because the genie's out of the bottle. We cannot put it back in. We cannot stop technology and advancement. All right? So again, I'm going to share things. I'm not endorsing them. I want to share so we all have an awareness of what's going on. Okay, what is this?
My brain.
Right? Yes. Okay, there's a reason I'm showing this. I work in Mundelein and they were having a local author fair. I go up to support the local authors and that's the first piece of artwork that I see. It's 35 feet high, 20 feet wide. It's made of junk, things you'd find in a dumpster. So if you look at it, you got coat hangers, you got barbed wire, I mean just stuff, right? Stuff that you get out of the trash. And I'm thinking, who on God's earth would buy this, right? I go up later that day, it has a sold sign on it, $15,000. Now, why am I sharing that? Because it's not what I think that's important. And I'm here to tell you, it's not what you think that's important. It's what the consumer thinks that's important. What is the buyer behavior? What is the buyer's journey? If a buyer sees value in this piece of junk, well, then we need to recognize it. Same thing when we talk about changing in communication trends. We have to adapt to what's changing in the communication landscape, in the ecosystem. So I started my career out of college working for Baxter, and then I moved to a company called CDW, and I sold computers. And the rate of change in technology back in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s when I was selling computers was so fast that when someone would order from me and I'd hit the button to ship it off, while it was in transit, it would already be out of date, already obsolete. That's how fast things were changing back in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. We're at a time right now when it comes to communication, we're at a point in history where it is unprecedented. The rate of change in how we communicate and how we absorb information is so fast that if we are not in front of it, we're going to be falling behind. Now, when you have change at this magnitude, that means opportunity, if you're willing to take advantage of it. And that's the big if. The more change, the more opportunity that we have. All right, this is my brother-in-law, and I know we have some Bears fans and we have some Packer fans. So he's got a Bears jersey, but he's in Lambeau. Okay, so I got everybody covered. All right. Why am I showing my brother-in-law? Quick backstory. He's a few years older than me, and he started a software company, and he wrote JavaScript. And about 12, 13 years ago, when Twitter, which is now X, was kind of just starting to get going and, you know, kind of have a reputation, he started to tweet 2 2 posts a day, that's it. All he wanted to do was to educate his customers and let people know what he did. So just, again, share content. He wanted to share content, educate people. Wasn't trying to grow a following, nothing. Well, he did this for about a year and a half. Again, 2 tweets a day. All of a sudden, he shares 1 tweet that gets shared, that gets shared, that gets shared, and then shared again and is seen by an executive at Adobe. The executive at Adobe contacts Matt and says, I want to buy your company. Matt's like, excuse me? After some conversations and the number inflating, he sells his company to Adobe. Now, who here saw the Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul? Anybody? Okay. Yeah, right. Through the buffering. Well, Mike Tyson made $20 million for that fight. Add another $10 million on top of that, and that is what my brother-in-law sold his company for. 2 tweets a day. That's it. Am I saying that can happen to you? Maybe. If the right person sees your content. So now, he's retired. He owns the 2nd largest home on Lake Carroll. He had the largest, but then somebody built a bigger one. This is his airplane. That's him flying in his airplane. Power of social media. The power of the web. How tweet it is. All right, we're going to talk about adapting. Everything that we do in life, in business, is about adapting to what the buyer wants. We talked about the artwork. It's not what we think is important. What does the consumer think is important? And that is where success is going to lie. Constant adapting to consumer preferences. Who here has ever heard of Blockbuster? All right. If you're over the age of 35, you've probably rented from Blockbuster. So back in the day, we would go in, retail store, VHS tapes, you go and you rent, the whole thing, and it was never available, and you're standing in a line waiting for it to be returned, and it didn't, okay? That's how we used to watch movies. But then things have changed. And what comes along next? Netflix, right? DVDs through the mail, and then streaming. Now, if you've ever read the story between Blockbuster and Netflix, Netflix approached Blockbuster and said, will you buy us for $50 million? They said, we're not willing to adapt to your vision. We want to stay with the status quo. Now, at its height, Blockbuster had 9,000 retail stores throughout the United States. Anybody want to guess how many they have open right now? It just closed 2 months ago. The last Blockbuster store just closed. It is sad. But what's the lesson there? What's the lesson in this story? Who wants to share? Thank you. They were not willing to adapt or change. Yes?
They all tried to adapt too late, too, because they started doing the DVD sort of thing when it was too late.
Correct. Absolutely. But if you look at, and that is 100% correct, if you look at what the CEO said, and again, everything I've talked about, everything rises and falls on leadership. The CEO actually said, we don't close stores, we open them. Not good. Not good. So use this as a cautionary tale when it comes to adapting. Okay, this is how we used to get library books in prehistoric, pre-Google times. This is now how we do it, right? Okay, I'm going to talk about how the internet has completely taken over all of our lives. And I'm going to share with you a lot of numbers for one reason. I want to instill in each of you a fear of loss, a major fear of loss. Because the opportunity that's presenting itself right now, again, is unlike anything in human history. So let's take a look at some of these numbers. Mobile commerce sales, and these are 2023, 2.2 trillion. Retail e-commerce, almost 8 trillion within the next few years. 70% of the world's population uses the internet. The question we have to ask is, where are people's eyes going? Where is their attention on the internet? Raise your hand if you were on the internet already today. Raise your hand, come on. Yep. It's almost 100% of the room. It's not even 8:30 yet in the morning. That's where our attention is going. That's where our focus needs to go. This blew my mind. 33% of our life will be spent online, and I think that's a low number. Let's look at some more trends. Global retail, 23% will take place online. And I wish John was here because I put in this joke just for John. But I'm going to use it anyways. Assuming John was in the room. All right, by 2027, e-commerce is expected to total, let's just call it $8 trillion. So John, here's my joke for you. If you drank 1 cup of coffee per second, it would take you 250,000 years to get to 8 trillion. Now that's a lot of cups of coffee, and that's a lot of trips, Amy, to the bathroom. So John, that one was for you. Okay. Mobile commerce sales, 62% of all retail sales by 2027. Over a third of shoppers shop online at least once a week. I'm going to ask this question several times throughout this presentation. How are you positioned? Look at these numbers. I'm not putting these up here just to fill a presentation. This isn't filling time. This is to create an awareness. This is where it's at. Where are you with this trend? Okay, Amazon. I support local as much as I can, but you cannot deny what Amazon is doing in the marketplace. They ship 1.6 million packages per day. That's opportunity. That's creating a dent in the marketplace. That is disruption. We have to think bigger. Now, if you need a product, you go online. If you need a pizza, you go online. If you need a person, you go online. You need a date? Hop online, here we go. My niece just got engaged 3 days ago. Congrats to Josephine. Guess where she met her future husband? Online. So look at the trends. Back in 2004, 20 years ago, 10% of people met on the internet. What is it today? 50%. Half of people meet online. And I'm here to tell you, 75% of people break up online. You can't change it, folks. You can't change it. All right. Sales. Social media commerce, $8.5 trillion by 2030. Again, this is ridiculous. 40% of people make a purchase because of social media influence. Kardashians. You have animals that are influencing buying behavior. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Almost half of social commerce shoppers have had an influencer's recommendation impact their purchase, right? Amanda, you are shaking your head and smiling vehemently.
I have never wanted a steam cleaner so bad in my life.
So did you hear that? She bought a steam cleaner because of an influencer. Multiple influencers on social media. We're going to dive into that. This works. 91% of people make online purchases using the smartphone. Again, pizza, Uber, doesn't matter what it is, a product, a service, smartphone is where it's at. Where are you positioned with all of this money in motion? The wallet is now the e-wallet. That's how we have to think. That's how we need to position ourselves. You may be thinking, okay, Eric, that's great, but how do we do that? We're going to get into that. Okay. Nala the cat is the most famous animal on social media. And it's interesting, again, those of you age 35 and over, you had the Oprah effect. Now you have the Instagram effect or the TikTok tidal wave, and you can have a cat put out a video. It'll go viral. You could sell everything from catnip to toys. It does to steam cleaners. It does not matter. Does it make sense? No. Doesn't have to make sense. It works. And we need to jump on top of that. Okay, here's how I'm going to break it down. We're going to talk about the rise of digital and remote communication, the increased use of artificial intelligence. We're going to jump into the emphasis on video, the demand for transparency with all of this change, a lot of misinformation out there, and we're going to dive into social media, and we're going to give you a strategy. Sound good? Any questions so far? All right. The way that we work has changed. Even the sheepdog is now working remote. Raise your hand if in the past year you've worked remote or via hybrid. Raise your hand. Okay. Close to 30% of people full-time work remotely. Close to 60% of people work in a hybrid environment. Now, as a business owner, are you adapting to this trend? My business, post-pandemic, shifted dramatically. I used to give presentations almost 100% in person. Pandemic hits, COVID, and I know a lot of you had to deal with the same thing. I mean, we all deal with identical situations. But for me, I shifted, and 80% of my trainings and my keynotes went virtual. 80%. And that's true in my speaking business and my financial planning business. We had 80-year-olds now jumping online, doing Zoom calls. It was weird. I remember in 2020, who here had their Christmas holiday around the Christmas tree, but by yourself, Zooming in with your family, like I had to do, right? Yes. We spent Christmas via Zoom. Some things have changed, some have not. All right. Doesn't matter what industry. You get sick, now you don't even have to go to the doctor. You can hop online, you can get a diagnosis right online, you put in your symptoms, it'll let you know what's wrong with you. Some providers actually write a prescription for you without even seeing you. Here's the cool thing about it. When you look at virtual, 24/7. There are no hours. And when we talk about artificial intelligence, I'm going to show you how to offer 24/7 customer service. You're sleeping, you're still servicing your customer base. Power. All right, let's talk about the future of spending. And it's live social shopping. This is where it's at, right here. Raise your hand if you've ever done any social shopping on any of these. Anybody? Okay. So we have 1, 2, we have a few people. Okay, here we go. The great thing about social shopping is it's completely interactive and immersive. You can go online right now, pick up your phone, and you can have influencers offering products. There's social proof. They answer questions. They make it entertaining. You can buy real time without even getting off of the app. This is where it's at. So if you're thinking, okay, Eric, you gave me all the numbers about how people are buying online. 91% of people are going to buy via social. How do I take advantage of that? Right here. If you have not checked out, these are the main 3, and there's others. If you have not checked these out today, go online via social. I'm not saying you have to buy anything, but you have to be aware of what people are using to purchase. And the best part, it's free. You can set up a mobile shop for nothing. Exposure. Changing communication trends. And here's what it comes down to. Communication is 2 things. It's connection and attention. People are connected to online shopping, and this is where their attention is at. So we, as business owners, we have to continually ask ourselves, where is the attention going? Where are the eyeballs? What are people paying attention to? And it's right here. I'm giving it to you right here. So now it's up to you if you're going to take advantage of it. All right. Very quick exercise. I'm going to give you an Alyssa. I'll just need some soft music, not too soft. If you got Christmas music, that'll be fine, whatever you got. But we're just going to take 2 or 3 minutes, and on your own, I'm going to have you ask yourself, how can you be a better virtual vendor? And I'll help you. I'll give you some ideas. For me, in my financial planning practice, I asked myself this question, and I did a few things. Small, easy, which is, I put my calendar online. Now they don't have to call me to schedule a visit. Better virtual vendor. My trainings, I've made hybrid. You don't have to come see me now to get educated. Okay? You want to have a review of your investments? I'll give you options. You can do a Zoom. You can do a WebEx. You can do a Teams call. You can come in person. We can do a hybrid. I'm willing to adapt to what our consumers want. So these are just some things that I want you to think about. So let's take 2 or 3 minutes. Ask yourself, how can you be a better virtual vendor given the things that we've just talked about? So a couple of minutes. Thanks, Alyssa. Okay, I know some of you are thinking, when's Eric going to hand out the lottery tickets, right? Okay. Has anybody won anything yet, by the way? No? Okay. Today could be the lucky day. Got it. Okay. Let's share. So for a lottery ticket, yes, what your business is and some of the things that you're going to do to become a better virtual vendor.
And it's a little bit difficult for me because I'm Consumers Co-op, Cenex, throughout Wisconsin, so it's a different animal.
Okay.
As far as there's some products, some service, whatever.
Sure.
Else. But I'm thinking a broader reach on more of the social channels, so not just your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X. Really getting more into YouTube and moving where the eyes are at.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk about that. There you go. Who else? Yes, in the back.
Creating a schedule when it comes to like my posting, so I am consistent for both my businesses. That's my goal.
Okay. So creating a posting schedule.
Yeah, so I can be more intentional, so
Yep.
I'm not like less pressure stuff.
You guys are writing my presentation for me. Who else? Who else? Somebody over here. Yes.
Over like the benefits of what your product or service, how it actually helps you versus like why you should have, well, kind of like why you should have it. How does X, Y, Z help you?
Okay. So we're going to do, how about brand awareness online? And let's go one more. Anybody in the back? Anybody else? Yes.
One that I always get messages about would be like setting up break rooms. I've been having a few requests about that, but maybe even like marketing policies and procedures handbook. Like, here's your setting up your business in Outlook box, fill in the blanks.
So would you say that would be a form of content marketing? Perfect. All right, let's get a round of applause for everybody. All right. Great answers. These are all going to help capture all of that money in motion. Here's the key to it all. These are all correct. These will all work. But we must continue to evaluate. As the marketplace changes, so much our strategy, okay? If it's working now, great, but we have to continue to test it to make sure it continues to work. All right, well done. All right, if you see my clicker, let me know. Okay, let's talk about artificial intelligence and automation. All right. As mentioned, AI is here. We're already using it. And I want you to think of AI not as the enemy, but as an enhancer. Repeating, not the enemy, an enhancer. Augmented AI is how I want you to view it. Not something that's going to take over the world and kill us all, okay? Enhancer. So in the office that I work at, we have this wonderful cleaning lady, does a phenomenal job, and she's Polish. She speaks zero English. And when I say zero, like one word, she has one word, hello, right, when she sees me, okay? It's very difficult for me to communicate with her. There's a situation where she locked herself out of the cleaning room. She couldn't get her supplies, her phone was in there, you know, the whole thing, right? So she's panicking. And she finds me, and she's trying to talk to me in Polish. No, she knows zero English, I know zero Polish, right? So I'm like, how are we going to do this? Like, I didn't know what I didn't know what she needed, what she wanted. We had no way to communicate.
Translator.
Thank you. There's a translator online. I went to my phone and I said, speak into the mic. You know, I said, so, right? She's talking, it's translating into English. Now I get to communicate back. And she was able to tell me, okay, call my daughter, have her come over. She has a spare set of keys, right? That is artificial intelligence. Would you agree with me that helped the situation? That's useful? Okay? That added value. One of many things that we can do. Here's another situation. Anyone ever use Game Changer? You know what it is? Okay. Yeah, AI, it's in the boardroom, it's in baseball, and I'll say it, it's even in the bedroom. Okay, you're supposed to laugh at that one. Okay, anyways. So serious, wow. All right, do we need to do an exercise stretch to the left, stretch to the right? Okay, I'm on the road a lot, traveling, and I have 2 sons that play baseball. So I miss a lot of their games sometimes. It's just nature of my work. But with AI, I use Game Changer, and this is 100% artificial intelligence. It's like a video game. They have these little avatars that show, okay, here's my son and his name. It's even got his number there, shows where he's at in the field, where he's pitching. My son's a pitcher. He throws it. Artificial intelligence says, strike 1. Strike, oh, hit by boom. So I can even be driving in an airplane, being able to, in real time, experience my son's game. Now that's power. Now, is that a bad thing? No. So again, story of the cleaning lady, bad thing? No. This right here, bad thing? No. It's enhancing our existence. So here's the question. What's your AI strategy? If you don't have one, no problem. But like I said in the beginning, I want you to start thinking about a strategy. You look at communication trends. I watch in investing, I watch what the institutional investors are doing. In business, I watch what the Fortune 100 and 500 companies are doing. A large percentage of their budget is formulating AI. Now, have people completely figured it out? Heck no. I don't have it figured out. You probably haven't figured it out. But that's not what we're talking about. It's awareness and education. Because this is a trend that is coming. So you have to ask yourself, what will you be using AI for? AI is not the solution if you have not yet defined the problem. So where in your business can you use AI, or where are you lacking when it comes to the overall customer experience? I have a colleague of mine. She went for her annual checkup. I was just talking to her on Sunday night, and she said, Eric, you're not going to believe what happened to me. Went into the doctor's office. She walks in out of nowhere. Loudspeaker says, welcome, Joanne, to your appointment. It's great to see you. What? Please make your way up to the second floor. Go see so-and-so, right, and type in. What the hell is going on? AI. They scanned her face when she walked in, and she was able to get real-time instructions, know exactly what to do, where to go, and who to see. Would that be an enhancement? Yes. Now you're not waiting in line, right, with all the other people coughing, sneezing, wheezing, the whole thing. No, you go exactly where you need to go. We want to manage the people, not the technology. This is huge. Technology is only as good as the people that manage it. Am I saying to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on an employee to create your AI strategy? No. What I'm saying and repeating is education, awareness. What are the tools that are out there? It could be something as simple as, okay, what are the right prompts to use in ChatGPT? You can go onto YouTube right now, type in prompts education, and you will get a whirlwind of knowledge and how to use artificial intelligence that will help you in your professional and your personal life. We need to get educated on it, and so do our customers. What's involved? What kind of investment is needed? Do you need to upgrade your infrastructure? Do you need to start budgeting for more training? things that we need to continue to consider. All right, here we go. As most of you know, I've been married for 19 years. But I have a confession. Can we keep it in this room? Can you take it off of the video if I ask, Kurt? When I go to bed at night, the woman that I say goodnight to, the last woman I talk to, is not my wife. It's Alexa. Alexa, set the alarm for 6 a.m. Anybody else with me? Another confession. The first woman that I talk to in the morning is also not my wife. Alexa, turn off alarm. We'll take it one step further. The woman I talk to the most during the day. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Play Christmas music. You getting in the mood? You getting in the Christmas mood? Is that a bad thing? No. It's not the enemy, it's an enhancer. All right. How do we leverage it? Think to yourself, how can I automate routine tasks? I like to tell people, let AI do the annoying things in your life. Chatbots. There's software that's very inexpensive that you can set up in your business and set up a chatbot. They have questions on cookies? Great. How much is a dozen? When can I pick them up? Whatever it may be. You're busy. Okay. So I was gonna see Angela's store last night, but I was running late. She had, how many?
I have to bake 6,000 this week. I have to bake 6,000 cookies this week.
Okay.
From my house.
Okay. Okay. Now, did you hear that? 6,000 cookies.
There's no way I can.
No, there's not. But here's the great thing about it. There's AI to take incoming orders. There's AI to answer questions. There's AI to provide customer service, to give information. So you can focus on what's important to you, what you do well, and you let AI take care of the routine tasks. Think about it this way. When you enhance customer experience, you now have a 24/7 employee at your disposal. Here's the great thing about it. Doesn't call in sick. Doesn't take too many vacation days, or any. Yes, sometimes it does. But think about it. People get, not only is information immediate, but it's correct. It's humans, people make mistakes. If you prompt it correctly, mistakes will not happen. Now, we have a big holiday coming up next week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But what happens the day after Thanksgiving? Shopping, Black Friday. AI is at work right now, helping businesses figure out what's the most popular product in November. What are the trends? What are people buying right now? So when you go to the stores, and I want you to think of me, when you go shopping on Black Friday, and the stores are packed with products, that is artificial intelligence at work, predicting what people are going to buy. And it improves marketing and sales efforts. This has happened, I'm sure, to 100% of the people. You Google or you look at something, you tap on something on Facebook, whatever it may be, you want to rent a car. All of a sudden, what are you seeing in your feed constantly? Cars, Avis, Hertz, right? AI. Listen, I needed to get a pitching machine for my son, so I type in pitching machine. Okay, I know more about pitching machines than any human being should because it's in my feed constantly. Top of mind awareness. Again, are you set up to take advantage of this monumental trend? Go back to those numbers I shared with you. Where is the attention? Where are people shopping? Where are they spending their money? All right. Not an endorsement, information, one example of many on how you can use different programs. Go to HubSpot AI. Okay. These are just a small sampling of some of the things or some of the programs that you can use. Content creation, website generation, whatever it may be, okay? Images, you name it, videos, it's all out there. I'm gonna encourage you to educate yourself on what's available so you can help your business increase the customer experience. All right, generative AI. Again, I want you to think of this again as an additional employee. And you may be thinking, because I get this a lot, you may be thinking, okay, Eric, I hear you, I get you, the whole thing, but I'm a one-person shop. I'm simple, okay? I don't need it. Oh, really? I have a lot of friends in the speaking industry who are one-person shops. And I have a very good friend, his name is Phil Barth, and I was talking to him about AI. I said, hey, Phil, I got a presentation coming up to the great people at Sauk Prairie Chamber. And a lot of them are solopreneurs. I know you are, you're out there making it happen. How do you use AI? This is what he told me. He uses it to analyze his different website options, refine his email formatting, compare feedback from different versions of his sizzle reel based on his consumer preferences, helps him prioritize business funding. Again, one person. Creates outcomes for keynote presentations, helps him create content for different social media platforms. It's my guy. He's killing it out there. The reason why he is because he's finding ways to help technology work for him, not against him. You guys with me? Okay. I'm going to show you something I put together for Great Point Insurance. Now, I'm just sharing with you. I'm not saying this is great, wonderful, or whatever, but I put it together in 30 seconds. I typed in some words, and this is artificial intelligence, put it out there, and got okay engagement. But I want you to at least see what's available. It's about 30 seconds. So hopefully you guys can hear it.
At the heart of Grade Point Insurance is a commitment to excellence and a passion for making a difference. Our teams work tirelessly, delivering outstanding results and crafting solutions for tomorrow. Protect your family today. Call us now at 888-518-1413. Grade Point Insurance, dedicated to your family's future.
Okay. A little creepy, right? I'll give you that. Little creepy. Okay. But it engages. It shares information. And it got engagement. All right? Trust me, this deep fake technology which is used to do this, it's getting better and better and better. I made this over the summer. It's completely different now. Now, I want to talk about content. And we're going to talk more about this. Ooh, we'll take a break in 5 minutes. So we got 8:59. Then we're going to jump into the social media strategy itself. You're going to love it. Okay. right, emphasis on visual and video content. If you're not using video in your marketing, you're making a big mistake. Video is where it's at. When you look at engagement numbers are much higher when you have video. Why? Because that's how we consume. Because that's what resonates. When you look at connection, it's tapping into emotions. Video allows the person that's making it to tap into consumers' emotions. All right? Now, here's the numbers on retention. If you just have text, people retain about 10%. You add video along with the text, now you're at 65% retention. So, you go back to the pitching machine. Oh yeah, this brand throws it at this many miles per hour. This brand, because I saw it, right, that's easy to set up and take down. Makes sense? Much different than if I just read about it. Okay. Search engine optimization. People Google. Obviously, you want your website to pop up. If you don't have video on your website, you're not fully maximizing the SEO. Because that's what the algorithm is going to reward, is video. So if you don't have any video, you need to get on your website right now. And that will increase your web traffic. Obviously, when you connect through these methods, then you're going to convert. We connect first, then we convert. So here's a personal example. I've said it many times in my presentations. I'm a 2-time finalist in the World Championship of Public Speaking. Here's a video of me speaking or a picture of me speaking on stage in front of 3,000 people. Now, if you can read the fine print on there, I've got, what is it, up to about 118,000 views. Okay? I will tell you this. No one, and I mean no one, will hire me without seeing a video of me speaking first. Tawana, before you hired me, did you check out some of my speaking videos? Absolutely. Because now it's social proof. Now people are asking, can I trust this person? How are they on stage? And they're asking the same question of you and your product or service. So make it easy for people to say yes and show videos of you putting those wonderful ingredients into those cookies, right? The service that you provide, show people smiling, walking out of your establishment, having a wonderful experience. Okay. Last slide, and then we'll take a quick break. This may sound contradictory, but in a world of sameness, we all need to stand out. There's too much of the same out there when it does come to AI. Again, pros and cons to everything. You will be rewarded for being authentic. Have you ever seen a post from a friend of yours and you know what's really going on in their life and they put something out there that's completely fake, right? You know what I'm talking about? I think, yeah. Okay. We don't want to do that in our business. We need to be real. We need to be authentic. We need to be transparent. Again, it goes back to that word trust. So with all the technology and things that they can enhance an experience, people still want connection and they still want the real you. Make sense? Okay. Actually, I'll end on this because this is hilarious. All right. This is a computer-generated photo of a good friend of mine, another speaker. Okay. He put in his profile picture into an AI program, and this is what came out. Not bad, right? This is pretty good. Okay. His name is Joe. Joe, I love you. This is Joe.
This is why there's 50% breakup on the.
Yes, correct. Well played. Well played. That's right. Well played, Angela. So again, we must be authentic in our use of technology. 5-minute break. We'll see you in 5. Thank you so much. If we get some music, that would be great. By the way, I did get permission from Joe to share this with you. Okay. It's a good guy. All right. Let's talk about social media. We're going to dive into strategy. And let's define it. It's interactions among people in which they create, share, and exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. Raise your hand if you use social media on a regular basis. Okay, that's everybody. The great thing about social is it's organic. Do we have to pay a fee to use it? No. It's free. Do we have to pay to advertise on it? No. It's free. I'm talking about now organic. Do we have to pay to engage on it? No. We can build communities. We can build relationships. We can get to know about people, and even better, they get to know about you. Now, I said it in an earlier presentation, doesn't matter who you know. It matters who knows you. Where's the attention? Internet, mobile devices, social. Keep asking yourself, where's the attention? And that will shift. It will shift platforms based on who your customer is. All right. Love this quote. Social media is just a buzzword until you come up with a plan. So let's come up with that plan. Social media strategic 7. Someone asked me, Eric, why are you giving 7? Well, because it rhymes. I could have put 37, but Tawana only gives me an hour and a half. And it's going to be tough for me to get the 7 in. Okay. Ask yourself these questions. Don't worry about it. This is in your playbook. What are your goals and objectives? You need to start there. Who's your audience? What platforms are you going to use? What content is going to resonate with your audience? How are you going to measure if you're successful or not? What resources do you need? And again, there's that word, how are you going to adapt to the shifting landscape that is social? All right, let's jump in. Don't mistake popularity for profitability. Big difference. You can have a lot of followers, but is making it profitable? Got to ask yourself that question. Now, a lot of people use social to increase their brand awareness. They want impressions. They want people to know about them. Now, here's the great thing about brand awareness, is you now control the narrative. Now, we're all friends here, so I'm going to share this example. This is not a political statement. Repeating, this is not a political statement. This is an example of why you need to control your brand online. I do business with a company called BlackRock. The shooter in the first assassination attempt of Donald Trump was in a commercial a few years ago for BlackRock. He was an extra. Do we have a problem? Absolutely. Now, most of you probably were not aware of that, because BlackRock has a great social media team and they squashed it. They got in front of it. Now that's a cautionary tale. But it can go the other way. You can show your value. You can show how you're different than all the other people that do what you do via social. Okay. We can use it to improve traffic and engagement. The likes, the shares. I talked about my brother-in-law, Matt. A few shares got him $30 million. You can use it to generate leads. Leads lead to conversions. How do we do that? You offer free stuff. Join the newsletter. We're going to educate you. Now, I not only teach it and preach it, I do it. Now, if you want, I'm going to start a newsletter in 2025. If you want to be part of the newsletter, you can either sign up right here. We already have some signups, or let's use social media. Send me a note via LinkedIn. I'm the only Eric Feinendagen on LinkedIn. Say, Eric, let's connect. Put me on your newsletter, okay? Multiple ways to do it. Now, I'm getting traffic. I'm getting engagement, right? And we're building relationships. Here we go. Next, if you do the first three right, sales is a natural result. I'm going to tell you, don't focus on sales. What? What are you talking about, Eric? Here's a mistake people make. They try and convert before they connect. It is the most classic mistake that people make in business. Again, focus on the first three. I promise you, if you get these three right, this will happen. It is a natural result. Okay, ultimate goal is to connect through emotions. We're emotional creatures. We buy on emotion. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, focus on your target audience. Love this quote. If you're everywhere, then you're really nowhere. Love it. Okay, now, for the Bear fans, I apologize. I know there was a field goal that was blocked, so I'm reversing it. I'm going to ease the pain, and I'm going to use a Packers example. Here's how it relates to your target market. In football, at the highest level, they have field goal kickers. Now look at the goalposts. Now look in the middle. They have a field goal kicker pick a person right in the middle of the field goal. And the concept is, when you aim small, you miss small. You can't be all things to all people. Doesn't exist. Mistake a lot of people make. Pick a person. Who is it that you want as your customer? Remember this example on social. Your target audience. It's huge. Build a buyer persona. It's in the workbook. You can see some of the things that you need to look for in your customer avatar. In my speaking business, here's how I build my buyer persona. I focus on the 3 M's. It's real simple. Do people have meetings? Do they have money to pay me? And do they hire people just like me? That's how I focus my marketing efforts. That's my buyer persona. If you don't fall in one of those 3, love you, you're a great person, but you're not my person. Thank you so much. Can we get a round of applause for that? All right, that is almost like we practiced it. But you can be my person. All right. See, again, it's about the people or your person. It's not about your business. Shift the focus. It's about the people that want to do business with you. All right. A lot of platforms out there. For the sake of time, I'm just going to be direct with you. Choose 4 to 6. No more. Ask yourself, where are my clients hanging out? And better yet, this is the key. Write this down, please. Where is my competition hanging out? I go all the time on social. Great. The top people in my industry, where are they posting? What are they posting? Who are they posting to? You need to be asking yourself that same question. Let your competitors do the research for you. It's the R&D department, rob and duplicate, right? Okay, that's not mine, I stole that. All right, email marketing. Email is still one of the best ways to connect. You can do a content drip campaign. You can share personal milestones of what's going on in your business, but better yet, make your customer the star. Put the spotlight on them. Now, I already told you, email newsletters are where it's at. I'm just going to give you the 5 C's. Here's what you should be talking about in your newsletter. What's going on in your calendar? Oh, you know what? I was traveling. I went to the Dells the other day, and here's some of the things we did, and here's what I learned as a result of it. What's going on in your calendar? Where are you? Your customers want to know what you're doing. Build that relationship. What are your clients doing? What's going on in their world? Talk about it. What's going on in the community? What I love about Sauk Prairie is I know what's going on every day of the week here in Sauk Prairie. Whether it's, you know, the lobster boil, or if it's, you know, you have a new business opening up in town. I mean, it's wonderful. Let's talk about it. What have you consumed in terms of material? What have you read recently that has helped you, that can help people in your audience? And what have you created? What material have you created that can be shared? All right, let's talk about pillars. Listen to your audience. What is it that your audience wants to hear? Ask them, poll them, form focus groups. Your audience and your customer will tell you what content to create. So you're thinking, I know what's going to resonate. Simply ask the question. Then you will know. Here are the content pillars. You have educational content, entertaining, inspirational, user-generated. This is testimonials from your customers. What's going on behind the scenes. I love when Stephanie came back after her pregnancy. That was a wonderful video on the behind the scenes. I saw something about you running out with plants in your hands or something. That was also fun. And promotional. Okay, so here's an example of what I put out for life insurance. Educational. Boring, but it's part of the overall mix. I hired 8 interns to work for me this summer. I'm going to show you 2 videos that they put together. Very entertaining. These are the 2 highest engaged videos all summer. So what I put out, what they put out, thousands and thousands of views. Here we go.
Here at Great Point Insurance, our goal is to find you the best possible life insurance coverage. Give us a call at 888-518-1413 to get a quote. Protect tomorrow today.
Okay, it's ridiculous. Low production value, unbelievable engagement. Let's look at another one, even more ridiculous.
Oh my goodness! Are you okay? Are you okay?
I need life insurance.
That's where Grade Point comes in.
If you're in a fatal wreck and your family needs a check, call Grade Point Insurance at 888-518-1413 today.
You want to know how much life insurance I sold because of that? I mean, it's insane. I can't do that. I tell you, these kids, they're good. Okay. Where's Sunstep? Are you in here? Man, all the people I'm trying to highlight are not in the room. Promotional. Sunstep is a member of the chamber, right? They had a webinar. Promote it. Okay. Here's the content types. You got trends, B-roll, face-to-cam tips, and voiceovers. I used to think to myself, oh my gosh, who does this? The people that get engagement do this. Okay? Again, success leaves clues. What's getting the attention? What's going viral? Everyone seen the confused dog on Instagram? Yeah. You put that dog on any one of your reels, it'll go viral. We post not to impress, but to create impact. Okay. First, we're going to do an audit, and we got about 5 minutes here, okay? Where are you at right now? You got to look at your traffic, your engagement, what's connecting with people. So start there and then move from there. So revisit your goals, see what's trending in the marketplace, and whatever's trending, do that. And are you meeting your posting quotas? Because a lot of people ask this question, I'm exhausted. How do people post so often? Right? There's strategies in order to do that. But I'm going to tell you, this is why you have to have a plan. Because you will get overwhelmed, you will get exhausted, you will get burned out, and your quality will dip. That's why you have to have a strategy. And here are the strategies. We heard it, create a content calendar. What's going on in November? Work around that. Thanksgiving, events, things that are going on in the world, okay? Here's just the 4 weeks. We're not going to go into it, but again, a quick example. I love basketball. You know that. Great. What's coming up in March? Have a contest surrounding March Madness. What's going to be on the calendar? Love this strategy by Gary Vee. It's the $1.80 strategy. It's in your workbook, okay? We're not going to dive into it, but this is proven to work over and over again. Real simple. Read it in your workbook. If you use LinkedIn, I have another strategy in the playbook. Please make sure you look at that, all right? Automate when possible. Here is another huge tip. Repurpose. I use content in my presentations that I've written 15, 20 years ago. I brush it off, make it relevant. Now I have it. You need to be doing the same thing. If you wrote a blog, make that into a short. If you have a book, take some of the content out of the book, put it as a reel, make it a video. AI can help you with that. One of the reasons why Taylor Swift is so popular is right here. She repurposes everything. Batch your videos. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to make one video and go. No, do 10, 20 at a time. Knock it out. Then you can go ahead, same with your blog post, and schedule it. Now you don't have to worry about it. And of course, outsource if needed. All right, don't forget to use hashtags. You can see in your playbook how to use them. Also, there's a way to get clicks. Words have power. These are phrases and things that you can use to grab attention and to get people to click on your material. All in the playbook. All right, again, we want to avoid overload by using too many platforms, by feeling that pressure to stay relevant. And again, there's content fatigue and the fear of missing out. When you have a strategy and you use the resources, you're going to avoid overload. All right, we're going to end with this. There's that word again, adapt. What has worked in the past is not guaranteed to work in the future. You have to continue to adapt, continue to ask yourself, where is the attention going? We must be aware at all times. but always focus on engagement. Diversify your content. Again, reels, video. You've got infographics, different things that you can do, and stay educated on platform changes. And I'll end with this. You cannot be a secret and succeed at the same time. I just want to say this. It's been an absolute joy to spend time with you over these 7 seminars. I wish everyone the best. Have a great holiday, everybody. Let's stay connected, and good luck with everyone's business. This isn't the last time you're going to see me. So, anyways, thank you once again. I appreciate it. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Are you connected to the internet?
I love today's presentation because I can tell you that we've used social media forever, obviously, in our work. But the AI thing, I was kind of afraid. I thought it was creepy. And over the last 3 to 4 months, my team has fully embraced AI in our office, daily utilizing probably 3 different AI tools. And it has transformed the amount of work we are able to produce in a week. Annual dinner, for example, working agenda averages 60 to 80 pages. I used, back in the old day, would have to sit down, come up with a theme, and I'd figure out who the speakers are and what they're going to talk about. And then I would have to write every word that they would say. And then same thing for social media posts. I would have to research what's happening in the month of November. Oh, why does this matter to small business, medium business, manufacturers? And then I would have to come up with all of our posts. I wanted to show you just how easy this is. ChatGPT has become my new best friend in less than 2 to 3 seconds, and that's no exaggeration, from the time I type in. Please write me 30 social media posts for the month of December, stressing the importance of shopping local and why it matters to communities. Include hashtags. It will give me 30 posts or however many I ask for, literally in 2 to 3 seconds, with all of the trending hashtags, with all of the emojis. When I used to do this research, I would then send it to Stephanie, and I'd write my post that I would want her to put, and then I would put in parentheses, insert smiley emoji, insert $sign. So I just want you to think about this from staff productivity. Not only would I have to waste time, she would then have to take it, read mine, go find the emoji, put it in, figure out which hashtags are trending, include those, then follow the businesses that match. It has changed how we work in the office. I keep ChatGPT. Who in here has noticed that I am nicer these days? Yeah, right, Melanie? Melanie was fired up the other day. And she says to me, she goes, what do you think about this? And I go, hold on, Chat, make this nicer. I send it back and I go, use this version instead. Just because when you're caught in your day-to-day responses and working, I have just found that if I type what I would traditionally say in my email first and just say make better, then I just copy what he says and sends it back, and it softens everything. Most recently, I do a lot of work with architecture, and so we'll get 3D renderings. I needed a 3D rendering, but I needed it to look realistic. I was with Teddy Gary doing a video with Kurt for Saltco. They have a 3D rendering of their new building. He wanted us to have a better version, and the architects didn't have it ready. So we went to some online make-it-real photo enhancer. You can do 2 free a day. He uploaded that 3D rendering, and it gave me a full photo of what their building is going to look like out where they're going to build. These things are instantaneous, where you used to have to spend money or think of things to do it. Who in here would like to do this, but you don't know how? Did you know that part of your chamber membership, this type of learning is free? All you gotta do is ask. We do this every day. Did you know that if you need video content, we can send the interns or staff out to do some video for you? We can connect you with Kurt, who can do a professional, larger, because We're only TikTok abled, okay? But these are the things. And the one thing that he said, yeah, did the kid getting hit by the car cringe me a little bit? Yes. But guess what? It doesn't matter what I think. It matters how are people engaging. What does your next customer think is funny? So quickly, as we were sitting here, a couple of things. Frank Construction, I know y'all do a lot of gutters, so I'm gonna pick on you for a second. Don't wait for me to figure out that I need gutters and go, why should I buy gutters, or which gutter source should I use? Go take a photo of gutters overflowing with water. Do a video that tells me what is gonna happen if I don't fix those gutters to my house. What kind of cost is that going to be? Now send that to me, because now I'm gonna watch it versus just scroll. Who in here uses video content, some of these social media strategies to recruit employees? Yeah. Tell me about the people. I'll never forget a time I was at Milwaukee Val that Jeff Frank and I got to sit with a lot of your employees to understand why did they work there? What do they need from the community? We left totally transformed, and in my mind, I would so use this to my advantage because they're loyal employees. They believe in referring people. If you want to brainstorm how to use some of this in your business, I could talk to you all day long and give you ideas, and they have staff that can help you do it. So thank you so much for coming. Eric, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you won't be a stranger to Silk Prairie. We do have a fabulous platform already planned for 2025. If you've ever heard Darcy Loma, she will be our presenter, her and her team. All of those dates are booked, the topic's scheduled. If you haven't seen that and you're interested, ask your primary rep within your business to share that with you, or shoot me an email. Thank you so much, everyone. Go out, make it a great day, and have a fabulous holiday.
Antoinette, I have an ask. If you got a copy of my book and you're enjoying it, I just ask, a review on Amazon would be greatly appreciated. 5 stars, of course. And also, as a reminder, if you want to, thank you. If you want to get on my email list, it's right there. Thank you once again.
Down here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.